David Jaffe was asked in an interview, how did he create this universe? Here was his response.
So let's talk about how God of War started. How did you even come up for the idea for this brand new universe, as you were saying?
Well, you're a dick. In the best possible way. That even sounds not good. No, but no, seriously. So I had always wanted to do a game that felt like you were going on this big adventure, and so that and my initial love of Greek mythology were sort of the initial ideas of, hey, let's make a God of War, or let's make a Greek video game, and then there was a sense of brutality and violence, frankly, is something that a lot of gamers that sort of embrace this genre like, and we were kind of like, well, what if we kind of mix that with Greek mythology, which was very violent and very sexual and very adult, and if you read it. And so that's sort of where it all really began. Everybody already knows it's a team effort. Everybody knows that Jaffe didn't do God of War 1 by himself. But until Corey came on and brought the animation to Kratos, it was like I could show everybody videos of Russell Crowe and Romper Stomper till the fucking cows come home. But until, and I did. I said, you see how he's slamming this guy's head into the bar? But until Corey came on and was able to actually take that and express it through animation, he was kind of a dead character. And Corey is as much as, if not more, the father of Kratos than I am.
Oh, Dave.
It's true.
He actually explained what the character was. Oh, sorry, but he said it was Martin Riggs and Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
That was the example you gave. First day on the job, he's like, hey, Greek mythology, he's Martin Riggs and he's Russell Crowe. Go.
I remember the one sheet that we turned into Sony that said sort of what if, it actually said what if Paul Verhoeven, which nobody knew, so I changed it to Ridley Scott, but what if Ridley Scott directed Clash of the Titans? And it was the idea of basically taking that kind of very adult sensibility and applying it to Greek mythology. And so there were a lot of stories that, we originally had Kratos mimicking the Perseus' mother story where he was put in a box and thrown into the ocean and covered with chains, and that's where his chains originally came from because it crashed on the rocks, and Ares was attacking the seaside village. And it was, and everything kind of technology and animation, and Charlie Wynn, who was the concept artist who really kind of gave birth to this character visually, everything fed into everything else. And my favorite story about that just really shows how incestuous it is that Charlie was doing, I went to him and I said, do a version of Kratos like Ed Norton from American History X when he was the Nazi. Right? Because he was just so, he's a Nazi, but in terms of his physique, that scene where he curb stomps that guy and he's like, ah, and it's like, holy shit, he's badass, And so he kind of did, it didn't look like Ed Norton, but it had that vibe. And the way Charlie draws, and I don't know if most artists do this, but I'd never encountered this, where he drew it, but the skin was all white. And it wasn't that it was white, it was like a primer or something. And I mistook that for, oh, you gave him white skin, that's awesome. He's like, no, I got to color him in. And I said, oh, no, don't do that. This is genius. And from that, I remember it was me and Charlie and one other guy, I forget who it was, standing there, and we said, well, we got to come up with a reason why he has this skin now. And that gave birth to the story of, hey, he kills his family and he gets cursed, and that's the ashes of his dead family. So everything on a game, because it's not like a movie where you have a screenplay and then you make it. You're making the game well before you know all the elements of the story. Everything kind of fed into each other until the very end, and it's like, oh, I guess we have a complete product. I'll be quiet now. You guys should say something.